Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're going to master the absolute foundation of the warehouse floor, the standard receiving process, and we'll be focusing exclusively on step one, which is the unloading process. You know, it's wild to think about, but every single massive supply chain really starts with one incredibly fragile thing, a piece of paper. A truck pulls up to the dock, and the driver hands you a physical delivery order, or DO. So how does that easily crumpled, maybe coffee-stained piece of paper transform into perfectly accurate real-time data across an entire facility in just seconds? Well, in this explainer, we're going to frame that physical document as the main character of our story. We'll follow its journey from the driver's hand through a pretty remarkable digital transformation and give you a really clear, detailed picture of exactly how you make that happen on the floor. Let's talk about the big picture for a second. The full receiving workflow has 5 main steps, flowing from document scanning to manual counting, goods receipt, break bulk, and finally the IQC gate. It's basically a conveyor belt leading to one ultimate goal, which is one-piece flow automation. But listen, while this whole map is absolutely critical, today we're putting our blinders on. We are zooming in exclusively on conquering step 1. We want to give you a crystal clear manual on exactly how to perform this specific job. Because if we don't get this very first unloading and scanning phase right, well, the rest of the dominoes just can't fall. So before we dive into the how, let's talk about the why. Why are we strictly standardizing this process? Because this new workflow is not just about moving heavy boxes from a truck to a shelf. It's about some major automation goals. We are trying to completely eliminate manual work and data entry. We want to improve our accuracy and traceability so we literally never lose a product. We want real-time visibility and reporting so managers know exactly what just arrived, the absolute second it arrived. And ultimately, doing this flawlessly enables that coveted one-piece flow automation. It's all about working smarter, not harder. All right, let's step onto the floor for the inciting incident. Step 1, the unloading process begins. Imagine you're standing right there at the loading dock. The brakes hiss, the truck doors swing open, and the goods have arrived. To smoothly transition this unverified cargo into our system every single time, you need a mental roadmap. There are 5 exact physical sub-steps you're going to execute. First, you verify the delivery information. Second, unload the goods safely. Third, scan and capture the documents. Fourth, upload the data to the system. And finally, move everything to the receiving storage area. Definitely memorize the sequence. Now let's break down exactly how you perform each one. Step 1 starts before you even think about lifting a single box. Validate before you labor. The driver hands you the paperwork and you need to stop right there and actively verify the details. Run your finger down the page, check the vendor name, match the exact purchase order or PO number, and look over the item summary. Also, if it's an overseas container, you actually need to physically walk up and inspect the vehicle seal. If that seal is broken before you even start, halt the process and alert your supervisor immediately. This validation is absolutely your first line of defense. Okay, once the paperwork checks out and you know for sure you're receiving the correct shipment, it's time for the physical action, unloading the goods safely. You'll carefully move the materials from the truck or the container onto your designated receiving staging area, which is kind of like a transition zone. And the key directive here is absolutely zero damage to the goods or the packaging. I mean, a crust corner on a box right now becomes a total nightmare for the quality control team later. Handle everything with care, stack the items neatly on the pallets, and keep your staging area highly organized. Which brings us to the magic moment, scanning and data extraction. So, you've safely staged the physical goods. Now, grab that physical delivery order or invoice we verified earlier and step over to the document scanning station. This is where our paper protagonist gets its digital upgrade through OCR, which stands for optical character recognition. In the old days, you'd have to sit at a keyboard and manually type out every single PO number, maybe squinting to figure out a vendor's terrible handwriting. But now, we use OCR. This technology automatically extracts data from a scanned image or PDF. It's essentially AI acting like a human eye, reading the image and instantly pulling that vital data. No manual typing required. It is a real game changer. So how exactly do you do this on the floor? Well, it's incredibly straightforward, but precision is definitely key. Take your verified DO and smooth out any deep folds or creases. Then, just use the scanner for the DO or invoice, placing it flat and aligned. Your goal is to capture a clear image or PDF. Really, your only job here is to make sure the scan isn't blurry, skewed, or cropped. If you feed the machine a pristine, clean image, you can just let the system extract the OCR data automatically without a single keystroke from you. Right on the heels of that scan is step 4, uploading the data to the system. The scanned document is uploaded directly into your GRN, or Goods Receipt Note, batch upload system. This is the big moment. In a fraction of a second, the system takes that extracted OCR data and validates it against the database. Once you get that visual confirmation on your screen, that physical piece of paper is no longer just paper. It's now an active, verified, real-time digital record that's permanently linked to this specific receiving transaction. All right, with the data successfully captured and validated in the GRN system, we wrap up step 1 by finishing the physical movement. You'll move the goods from your immediate staging area into their final designated receiving storage area. And hey, when you do this, make sure to sweep up, organize your pallets, and leave the space perfectly clean. You really want the physical counting team to be able to jump right into the next phase without any clutter, obstacles, or confusion. Let's take a quick moment to review. If you're operating on the warehouse floor, here are the absolutely critical key points to remember straight from our standard operating procedure. 1. Always verify those documents before you start unloading. 2. Handle the goods safely to prevent any damage. 3. Ensure accurate document capture for complete traceability. And 4. Update the status in real time. Following these 4 rules guarantees smooth operations and really sets up every downstream process for success. It's honestly amazing to think about the contrast between the old way and the new workflow. The old way was, frankly, a massive headache. We're talking manual data entry, painfully slower processing times, and really delayed traceability. If a paper was lost on the dock, well, the data was lost with it. But our new workflow, it leverages instant scanning, AI and OCR data extraction, and immediate real-time transaction linking. It virtually eliminates human error, saves countless hours of tedious typing, and creates a bulletproof digital paper trail. And that brings us to the end of step 1. By executing this unloading and digital capture process flawlessly, you aren't just moving boxes around. You are the catalyst that sets the entire automated supply chain in motion. You're turning paper into power. So the final question I'm going to leave you with is this. Are you ready to power the one-piece flow? Armed with this understanding of how critical it is to connect safe physical handling with precision digital scanning, I hope you're feeling empowered to step onto the floor and make it happen. I really hope you found this explainer as fascinating as I did. Thanks so much for joining me, and stay curious.